What is up, YouTube? A poor man's guide to Yu-Gi-Oh! Here, coming at you with a Abyss Monarch Deck profile. Now, I played this deck last format. I really did enjoy it, but I did end up getting hit pretty badly on the ban list. You know, hitting all the spells except Tenacity and Domain in return. You know, it's lost a little bit of its consistency, but I think I fixed it. I've been collaborating with a bunch of other people who've been playing this deck, and this is kind of the deck that we agreed on, or came to be. So it's a very, very fun deck, a deck I really enjoy playing. It's really hard to side against, in my opinion. So yeah, let's just get into this really quickly. It's a 41 card main deck. You play 41 because you got triple allure, so it's not that big of a deal. Start off, we have triple Erebus. Erebus, doesn't target, very good card. If you mill it with Dante, you can add it back with its effect, add it back to your hand, and then you can get tribute summon off a monster, something like that. So very, very good plays you can have with that. Next up, we have one Mega Ciaus, because the main tribute fodder you're going to be using is Burning Abyss monsters, and those are all darks. If you tribute summon this monster by using a dark monster, one of them can be a dark. It can be two different attributes. At least one of them has to be dark, though. And when you tribute summon it, you can target two cards your opponent controls and banish them. If they are dark monsters, you banish all copies, which can be a complete blowout against like PK Fire and stuff like that. So it can be a really, really good card, a card that I do enjoy playing, even though it does target. We got the one Lone Aether and then the one Kuraz for return and stuff like that. So only 6 Monarchs in this build. I think 6 might even be a little bit too much. You can run 5, maybe cut that Mega Ciaus, but it's a card I like to play. Onto this next 3 monsters, we have triple Vanity's Fiend. I like Vanity's Fiend. It's a really, really good card. But pretty much what you do is you want to special summon out your Burning Abyss monster and distribute it, and then just set like Prime or something, or set a Stormforth, and then you just pass pretty much, because this is a blowout to like the majority of decks in the meta, because they just can't out it unless they like have a Raigeki main deck or something like that, because people just are not main decking Raigeki. This format, it's kind of weird. But this is a way to, figure that out and just stop your opponent cold. Onto the Burning Abyss side of it, we've got one tour guide, pretty self-explanatory. We have the Terratop Engine. This great card is very good in this deck, given the fact that you can just special summon it out and then special summon out Tekkatomor, and then you can tribute summon both of them off to get a Monarch or something like that, because it doesn't use your normal summon, obviously, which is great to have. So that engine right there. Onto the Burning Abyss monsters. Pretty standard. Triple Scarm. Double Farfa, because I feel like 3 is just not needed. One Seer. Oops. One Seer. One Barbar. One Libic. Move this up a little bit. One Graph. And one Alec. So that is the pretty standard Burning Abyss lineup. You might want to play 3 Farfa if you find room, but I never found room, and I thought this was just pretty good. Libic, I might bump up to 2 and take out, maybe honestly, a Farfa or an Alec, but because Libic is just great because you can bring out the other Monarchs, and then you can start summon out Burning Abyss monsters and have them stay on the field, stay alive. So that is a little bit of a problem, but it can help a lot if you get Libic. So that is it for the little Burning Abyss engine here. And then for the last 2 monsters, of course, you gotta main deck these is double Maxi. So Maxi, since this deck wants to go first, it does clog a little bit, but given the fact that you play Vanity's Fiend and Maxi, they kind of contradict each other. So Maxi is something I'm just kind of playing around with a little bit. I might actually take him out and switch him with, another Libic or something like that. I just like test it a little bit, because Maxi in the main deck is kind of iffy right now. Onto the spells, of course, we've got Triple Allure, all dark deck, except for like a couple monsters. Great draw power, Allures at 3, why not play it at 3? Double Tenacity for the Monarch spells. Do not play 3, because you only run 6 things that you can use Tenacity with, and if you're, if you do the math, basically, it would mean you would open up, let's see, probably like 1 in every, like 6, 8, so, if you do the math, you probably are not guaranteed to open up a Monarch every single hand, and if you have Tenacity at 3, then, it's obviously a higher rate of that you're going to be opening up. I just found that it clogs a lot, and I'll just be sitting there with, like, the Tenacity in hand and used up all my Burning Abyss stuff, and be like, what am I supposed to do with this card? So 2 is good. I might actually bump it down to 1, even though it's such a great card. But there's just not enough Monarch stuff in there, and it's not as searchable as it used to be. Double Return for the rest of the Monarch spells of 2 ofs. Return is a great card, obviously searching out your Aether, and it does not search Vanity's Fiend, sadly. That's another reason why Tenacity at 2, because you cannot use Vanity's Fiend with Tenacity because they don't have the same stats as Majesty's Fiend. So if you had Majesty's Fiend, then it would work, obviously, but it does not work here. We play the 1 Pantheism, 1 Domain, 1 Stormforth, 1 Twin Twister, and 1 Foolish. So that sums up the spells. 1 Pantheism, pretty standard stuff. Foolish is a great card. You can set anything in the deck. Anything wants to go to the graveyard. So very, very good card. And I do the main deck, the 1 Twin Twister. I think I'm going to keep it at 1. Maybe side another 1 or 2. So yeah, that's it for the spells. Then on to the traps here. Pretty standard. Chill Prime and 1 Escalation. Escalation is a great card if you don't really get off the stuff you wanted to, or you just want to go into a couple of Dantes and pass. If you're going first, or even if you're going second, you go into the Dantes, switch to defense mode, and then you activate Escalation with the Monarch in hand and tribute off your Dantes. Get the Dantes effect and all the stuff in the graveyard, and then you can just go from there. So that is just really, really good card to have in the main deck. As I said, 41 cards. Allures at 3, so that's a draw power. Nothing I'd really cut, maybe cut from XC. Onto the extra deck here. Kind of a little bit of a fun part. We've got 1 Beatrice, obviously. Triple Dante, because Burning Abyss. 1 Nightmare Shark for going for game. 1 Grandpa's. Get rid of Floodgates. There isn't a whole lot of things that you can side against this. You can side Dirge, and you can just tribute over your BA Monarchs, or your BA, so it doesn't really matter. You could side Mask Restrict and just go into Burning Abyss monsters. You could side Majesty's Fiend and just Stormforth over it. There's not a whole lot of things you can side against this, but even if they find something that they can side, or this is just good for popping scales against Pendulum, Kieran is a very good card against this deck. 1 Break Sword for outing stuff. 1 Giga Brilliant, and the Corbage. And then onto the rank 5s, we've got, besides Corbage, the Durandal. Move this up a little bit. The Durandal, great for, starting over your hands, mulliganing your hands. Very, very good effect. 1 Pallades, 1 Volcasaurus, Shark Fortress for game, F-Zero. You make it every once in a while. It's a great card to have. And then the 1 Harbinger. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the deck profile. It's a deck I really enjoyed playing. And, yeah, thanks for watching.